I think you and I showed that they had a lot of seniors on their team today. They came out with just great energy. I thought Stephanie Davison really set the tone for them early. Sharnae Lamar had a great first half. And then, when push came to shove and they needed some shots, Jen Keidel hit some shots in the second half. And then obviously Amber Sorensen hit some big ones for them. So for them to be able to have 5 people in double figures, they had a great, great basketball game. For us, I think that they hit us hard and it took us a little bit, but I think we started to come back. We made a run and then just needed to sustain it a little bit more. I wish we would have defended a little bit better. I wish we would have done a few different things on offense. I think we got some really good looks that maybe we knocked down most of the time and we didn't today, but credit them for that too.
Coach, Sarah hits a shot, gives you the lead. Just talk about how big emotion swing is it when Sorensen comes right down and hits the 3 right after?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I think that the biggest thing I think for our team, and you've got freshmen on the floor. I mean, at that point we had 3 freshmen on the floor, at least 2 and a sophomore. We know that happens, but we're not veteran enough to understand that. We're still young enough to understand that really doesn't matter. We just come back and we do our thing. And I think I overcoached it in that last minute. I overcoached it. 100%. I will completely take that blame. They come back. We're down 1. We're down 2, and it's 1:07 seconds left. And I call something, and I should have kept it in their hands. And that's, I thought Caitlin Ingle had a phenomenal game in being able to read and do what she needed to do. And then it was me.
I was going to say, without giving away too much to play, what were you hoping to get or call in that moment?
We just started to get into our situation mode, and we have different looks in during that time, and I should have just let it go with the flow because, again, you look at Sarah Ryan, who she's great in our system because she can just play her game, and that's what we needed to let her do and her continue to do and for them to make some reads. So I don't know if there's anything to give away or to not give away. When we're running our motion offense, we're a pretty good team. And when we don't, you can see that we're not.
How valuable was it for them to have the Davison kid comes out? I think she was 4 of 33 from 3-point range on the season.
Great for them.
But
it's great for them. It's hard for us. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, but you do look at statistics, but you also, there's enough history that that she's going to be able to shoot it. To me, there's no question that she's a 3-point shooter. I've never questioned that Stephanie Davison's a 3-point shooter. So if she's questioning that or they're questioning that, that's their own thing, but her opponents aren't going to question that.
Lastly, the one thing that maybe comes out a little is, I don't know the exact one, but with about 6 minutes left, your team had 3 assists. And that's not
our basketball. That's not our style. And I agree. And I think there's a number of reasons that we could go into. I do think that you and I probably had a lot to do with that, but I also think that we got some stuff off the bounce today. I mean, we still had 38 points in the paint, so the assists are going to be a little bit lower when they're doing that, but we're still scoring where we need to score. We only shot 16 threes. So we were taking what they were giving us. I think we could have done a little bit better. And I think, especially from the outside, we typically shoot a little bit better. So for us to be able to knock down some of those shots, I think we had some really good looks, and sometimes they just don't go in.
You guys turned the ball over 17 times. What do you guys have to do working on practice to maybe limit those so you're still being aggressive, going for steals or whatever it is, but then also maybe not committing fouls or turning the ball over? Whatever.
Yeah, good question. I think that's part of those inches that we've got to continue to grow with. And, and again, you're looking at a team that we're saying, okay, we're not a set-oriented team. We're not a team that says you're going to go from A to B to C to D, and this is what you're going to do, and we're going to set up a set, and where the coaches are going to, it's not my chess match. It's something we've got to drive. So some of them we're going to have in the full court. There were a couple. There was a big one at the end of the game that Caitlin had to Sarah Ryan when we were making our run. I'm okay with that, to be honest. I know a lot of people aren't, but I am, because you know what? We're going to make that play a lot of the times. It's fun to play, and we've got to get better, and that can be a big play for us. So those I'm okay with. It's the hesitation ones that we've got to get better. So the hesitation ones, what do I mean? When we're not decisive on our dribble handoffs, we're not decisive on our passes, and we start to question ourselves and guess. And a lot of that comes from, again, we've got to start to gel right now. So those need to start going the other direction. And in our offense, we're talking a lot about reads and that they have to make the reads. And so you're going to have some turnovers in that. I think we're starting to close that gap, but you're going to see if we really are in the next few weeks.
You guys also only had 8 points off of their turnovers, but they had 23 off of
Sure.
yours. How do you guys maybe turn a few more of those opportunities that you do get, so you, maybe if you are down 10, you're able to knock away a little sooner on in the game?
Yeah. I think it goes back to exactly what I'm saying. We have completely different philosophies, both of our systems, and they don't turn the ball over, and that's a great strength of theirs. And they're a very well-coached team. Our philosophies are just very different, and that's okay. And I think we both have respect for each other in terms of philosophy. Now, believe it or not, our philosophy is we need to play better on defense, but that's something we didn't do a great job of today. So, but I think some of those turnovers are, those 50-50 balls have to find us too, and we've got to be able to grab them instead of kind of flopping them around and then it goes out of bounds, or, things like that. So those things we've got to do better, and we can't have as many live turnovers that are going to just turn into points for them.
Sarah, Ron, is she about where you thought or exceeding? She seemed to be getting better week to week. Is this where you thought she'd be, or is she maybe exceeding a little?
Probably both. I know that doesn't answer your question, but, we've talked about this since day one, that you were going to see the biggest growth in her game from the first to the last, and so I think you're able to see that. She adds a great element for us, and, without having Becca Jonas this season, she's gotten a lot of experience, and you cannot teach experience.
On offense, when you guys were kind of limited in your transition game, at least to the end, was that a tough adjustment to work almost exclusively in the half court?
We want to be an up-tempo style, but the up-tempo style isn't always just in the full court. We want the up-tempo style to be in our half-court offense too. When you watch our half-court offense and we're moving the ball and we're, it doesn't matter if it's driving, it doesn't matter if it's passing, we're just moving and we've got inside-outside touches. That's where the up-tempo comes to. So it's not just we want to go full court and run and gun. There's an up-tempo style to both. I do think that probably in the second quarter and probably a little bit in the third, we slowed the tempo down, and it was not in our favor. We needed to up the tempo on both ends of the floor. So I think we started to kind of push a little bit more on the defensive end, and I think things started to find us a little bit more in the second half, and we probably should have done that earlier.
What was kind of your game plan for defending Madison Weekly? I mean, it can't be easy when she's stepping out to 25 feet at the threes.
Yeah, she's a good player. She's one of the best in our league. So, but what makes her so lethal is that everybody can step out 25 feet and shoot it, And so when you have a lot of people that can shoot it, and then you have a Jen Keitel inside, you're a hard team to defend. So they're, like I said, clearly they're a very well-balanced team, and they've got 4 seniors in that starting lineup that wanted to win today, and they did.